In December of 2024, history was nearly made in the Sonoran Desert by two friends on two bicycles with one camera and one foolishly ambitious dream: to bike pack across southern Arizona together, from Tucson to Bisbee, not only for the adventure, but to make history, to capture the first ever indisputable footage proving the existence of the legendary mythical creature known as the Jackalope. We haven't even left town yet, and my back tire has been pierced. GoPro now? Oh shit, that's what it is. New tires, who dis? I'm just hoping we can get up to Reddington before sunset. Worst case scenario, we're just biking into a headwind all day. That would suck. Oh, you thought it was sweet?
How is that sabotage?
No. I think there's only one there. Listen, I don't have a master's degree, okay?
Actually, no, that one's wrong.
Okay, that's design right there.
Yeah. And you have the stakes somewhere?
I did have them. Where's God? Okay, under the tent.
Maybe. Oh, yeah. Because I do feel like it tilts like this. Yeah.
So why did we think that bike packing across southern Arizona was the secret to finally finding a jackalope where so many others had failed? Well, these days, traversing across Arizona in a car means being disconnected from the environment as you hurtle through it at 80 miles an hour down I-10. But back when jackalope sightings were frequent, folks traveled on horseback, moving at a more natural and wild speed, better suited for observing the world around them. And while we didn't have any horses, we did have noble steeds of our own. And on these steeds, we intended to search the Sonoran Desert high and low. Crossing paths with a jackalope just seemed inevitable. Oh my God! This close. This close. Nessie, Sasquatch, the Chupacabra, Mothman, the Yeti. We're all familiar with these creatures, but unfortunately, we'll be speaking of none of them today. Today, we will be talking about the great American jackalope. Is this mystical horned rabbit truly out there in the wilderness? Or is it merely a farce, made to sell fabrications to kitschy motels and bars all across the American Southwest? Well, we're here to get to the bottom of it. I'm joined today by an expert in cryptozoology, Chloe Thomas. Chloe, what do we really know about the jackalope?
You know, like a lot of these creatures, there is a lot of dispute over the truths, but there are also some consensus. So for one, the jackalope, you'll always see it with at least one horn. It does shed its horns, but it'll always have at least one. And we think that this is some sort of evolutionary adaptation so that the jackalope is never without defense. Now, another really cool adaptation is that it can actually throw its voice around. So you may think the jackalope's 100 feet to your left, but it's 20 feet to your right, and you just never really know. And along with that, it'll sometimes sing along at campfires. Now that we don't really understand. Why would that be beneficial? But it's something we all agree upon in the community. Along with that, it can also run at 90 miles an hour. Now that's faster than a cheetah. So that's pretty incredible and kind of goes to show why it's so hard to get evidence of the jackalope. And then lastly, we know a bit about its mating patterns. Now not much, we don't know when it reaches maturity in that way, but we do know that it'll only mate during thunderstorms.
Wow, fascinating. We'll be right back. The best part about searching for a mythical creature really is the same as the best part of bikepacking in general. It takes you down roads you would not otherwise go down. Off the main routes, southern Arizona is full of overlooked towns and forgotten backroads. And on this trip, we were just happy to be getting a chance to explore a few of them.
Come out to this old jail built in 1915. I wonder if the jackalope's nostalgic for those days the way that we are. Maybe yearns for the old west. The west as it once was. I wonder. I wonder. This could help us lure the jackalope.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, you know what they say. They're attracted to whiskey.
Okay.
Yeah. They also are known to sing along to campfire songs.
Well, we got ourselves a campfire. You got any campfire songs?
What could we sing?
There ain't no sunshine when she's gone, and she's always gone too long. Anytime she goes away, and I know.
That's the part that...
Ain't no sunshine when she's gone.
There you go. That's what we
Always
need.
she's away. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. She's always gone. Anytime she goes away, and I know.
I heard it. I swear to God.
Wait.
That I heard a jackalope.
I think there was someone singing along
I
with
mean,
that.
that sounded like Bill Withers was here. After our last wild campsite at Middlemarch Pass, we were more comfortable than ever. We figured out the rhythms of riding, searching, and camping, letting the sunset cool us off in the evening and the coffee warm us up in the morning. And though our legs were as sore as ever, our saddle pain was, miraculously, at an all-time low. Most importantly, we were starting to get comfortable with the idea that we might fail our mission out here and never find a jackalope. Regardless, we still had a few passes ahead of us, and a few iconic towns in Tucson and Bisbee. So on we rode.
And you know, as technology has advanced, cameras have gotten so much better, and yet after all these years, there really is no clear-cut evidence that anyone has captured of the existence of the jackalope. What does that say?
Well, I always like to say an absence of evidence is not an evidence of absence. And what I mean by that is that, sure, we don't have concrete evidence, we don't have photographs, but that doesn't mean that the jackalope's not real. You can't really prove that something does not exist, although it would be incredible to prove that it does exist.
And why is it that with so little evidence and proof out there, so many are so dedicated to believing in the jackalope?
Yeah, that's a good question. I consider myself a woman of science, and yet, as a cryptozoologist, I'm often excluded from the scientific community. But it's not just me searching. There's lots of people searching, lots of people who are enamored with these ideas, these different creatures that may or may not exist. I think it lights a spark in us. And we're intellectually stimulated by this endeavor, this hope of finding something incredible, even magical.
Final day, we took a long road up to Bisbee. At this point, we found ourselves looking back on the journey that would soon come to an end. We thought of the places we'd been and the roads we traveled. We wondered if there really was no real living jackalope out there, if it always was just a myth. Or maybe it was out there, even with us on that journey at times, watching us from somewhere out of sight. Either way, it was clear by now that we would not be bringing any definitive proof back to Tucson. We knew going into this that our mission was a foolish one. And at this point, we knew it was one that we had failed. But for 2 foolish failures, we were feeling pretty damn good. Because at the end of it all, we spent 6 days riding our bikes on back roads all the way from Tucson to Bisbee.
You regret it?
Do I regret it? Absolutely not.
You want to get a beer?
Absolutely.
Hell yeah.
Oh my God.
It's beautiful.